Week 5 here in Germany, and it was a fun week. I'm going to try and keep this little intro here pretty short because I have a lot of film. I went to Paris this weekend, but let's not start out with that. Starting out this week, on Sunday, I was gaming with my brother. I haven't got to do that in a while, so I was really happy about that. And I hear out my window this loud banging, and it sounded like a marching band. And I open up my window, and it turns out that there are about 200 people in a marching band marching down my street playing this music. It's a pretty small street if you've remembered the photos and seen it. So I was a little confused. I still don't know what that was all about. But it's neither here nor there. On Tuesday, I think, I went with Trez and his Australian friend David, who is not my friend because David's cool. Went to this awesome restaurant with these awesome burgers. It was like gourmet burgers, and they had like these trees coming up out of the floor. You'll see that a little bit later in the footage. That was pretty neat. I went on Wednesday to the Stammtisch. Stammtisch literally translate as like table of regulars. It's something Germans do where a group of friends will meet like once a week in a certain place, and they'll have a Stammtisch in a restaurant or something, but we have it on the steps in front of the Kölner Dom. So we have a couple beers and we all chill there and speak in German. So it's a lot of fun. I went to that. And then on Friday at about 10 in the morning, I left by bus for Paris. That was great. The bus ride was a little long, but overall, with all of the good company that I had, with all the people going to Paris, it made it not so bad. It made it actually pretty enjoyable between all the cards and the random stops that we took and everything. It was fun. And we got stuck in traffic like right outside of Paris because there was an accident, so we didn't get in till about 8:30 even to our hotel. So that was it was a little late to be really doing anything. So on Saturday was when we had the real fun. We took the train and arrived right in front of the Louvre, which was so pretty, so beautiful. What a beautiful place. Later throughout the day included me having a wonderful 3-course meal at a nice French restaurant. I saw the Notre Dame. I went on the inside. What a beautiful cathedral. I recommend anybody to go see that church. It was amazing. I went to see the Eiffel Tower, and some people said the Eiffel Tower was underwhelming. I did not find it in the least bit underwhelming. That thing is huge. So, and then yesterday, since today's Monday, and yesterday I went to actually climb the stairs up to about halfway of the Eiffel Tower and took the elevator to the other top half. That was so tiring, but so worth it. It was beautiful to see Paris from probably the highest point in the entire city. And wow, is it a big city. I couldn't even believe it. So let's talk about all that and more showing of the footage. Let's see what we did this week. You know how we do this.
Allons-y!
Here we are starting out this week with this weird random marching band out my window. I'll let you guys have a little listen to it now. It was our teacher's birthday this past Sunday, and so we decided to make a cake for her and have a party. We had a lot of fun in class. Here we were later that day with David, the Australian, cool guy, and Trez, of course, our partner in crime. And there was this awesome restaurant where we had that really great food, some gourmet burgers with trees growing through the floor. And here we are at our Stammtisch that I was talking about. Many of us PPPlers like to go to this to practice our German and get to know each other better, of course.
Oh, hello!
Hello! Hillary had to get set up for that one. And Andrew was talking about how we're only speaking German. That's right. It was Ruben's birthday on Thursday, so a couple of the PPPlers actually made him Black Forest cherry cake. It was amazing. Here we are later that day with our class in a park, just sort of hanging out and talking. It's much better rather than being in class. And even later on that day, we had a nice dinner at Victoria's with Haley, Matt, quad toast patty. Of course, like always, we made good food and enjoyed ourselves. Here we were in the bus to Paris. We were laughing, played cards, made jokes, did all kinds of things, of course. And as I'm finding out, I'm not the only one who's been doing videos. Casey has actually been doing his own more personal videos. I think I'm just one of the few that actually posts it here in Cologne. I believe Quasi, Mike, and a few others actually do it themselves, so that's really cool.
Dance. And we dance.
We never.
It's maybe complicated.
We don't say, we just sing.
Yeah.
This random French guy that decided to come with us, his name was Tivo, was teaching us some useful French phrases.
You know if it's in focus.
Focus?
Well, how do you control it?
It's a recording?
Yeah. Too late. Hello. Okay. Hi, break. Say hi to Sean.
Super cool idea I had. Go! Anissa. Right. We're stuck on the highway. Look at all the cars. Here was our awesome hotel room. I was staying with Casey. He's like the guy I always stay with when we have rooms and it goes by alphabetical order. So he's always with me. Okay. And there was the cool city outside there at night. Did not get to see much of it on Friday night, sadly. And look at our cool, stylish, colorful bathroom. Here we were looking around the city. We had been told that this was a very cool part of town, and it was, but it was really strange to see poverty and rich all at once, actually. We went to this odd themed restaurant with Native Americans. It was called Indiana, but the food was really good. It was just extremely expensive. If you guys have not known that, it's definitely probably one of the most expensive places in the world. Here was one of the bar streets that I was talking about. It was very crazy. There was people everywhere partying. And we went to this ice cream restaurant later on that day. Got some awesome ice cream. Here we are the next day in the morning, eating breakfast at this awesome hotel. Had a pretty awesome breakfast with Luke, Ryan, Bree, and Casey. Here's Matt. And I wanted to show a bit of the subway. It turns out that it's all automated, so if you were to stand in the door, it will literally just close on you. It will close, it will crush you. Because we had to pull a guy out of there. It was pretty scary. And that foliage in there was pretty random. It was down in the subway. This was one of the malls near the Louvre where we were going. It's very pretty, and there's many of the PPPlers and other people back there. Here's the bottom part of the famous double-sided pyramid at the Louvre. And there was the awesome Louvre right there. It was so cool to see that. It was such a surprise. I turned around and saw this massive, long structure, and I had honestly no idea what it was. I didn't really know anything about Paris. And I asked, I was like, what is this building? They're like, oh, that's the Louvre. And I was like, oh my god, really? I'm not really sure what that is, but that's pretty cool. Here is Bree and Luke doing some acrobatic type stuff that Casey taught them, because him and Jamie are just really awesome at it. I don't know how they do it. It's very impressive. After we sort of split off in a group, we decided we wanted to walk down to the Arc de Triomphe. Here it is right now. I could see it off in the distance, but I didn't really realize how far it was, so we walked a few kilometers just to get there. Here's a picture of an obelisk that Napoleon actually stole from the Egyptians when he conquered Egypt. That was pretty amazing. And there was the Arc de Triomphe. Here we are moving on to the nice 3-course meal that I had at this really cool restaurant. It was delicious. Here we are finally at the Notre Dame, probably one of the most beautiful cathedrals that I have seen in the entire world. I couldn't even believe it.
Flying buttresses. Buttresses. Flying buttresses. Flying buttresses.
I just get these weird ideas in my head and I can't take them out. So I really hope Derek sees this and likes it. I don't know. I hope he does anyways. We are inside the Notre Dame Cathedral. It was very beautiful, and here is some music from the service I filmed. Towards the train station to find the train to take to the Eiffel Tower.
Flying buttresses.
I witnessed this weird scam on the way to the Eiffel Tower where a man puts a ball under 3 cups and has people bet on it, but he has a team of people to try and lure people and just throw in 50s in. It was crazy and a huge scam. But here is the beautiful Eiffel Tower. It was not underwhelming by any circumstances whatsoever. It is a very, very large structure overall, and I was with many of my friends enjoying the view, sitting in the park with all of those other people enjoying the same thing. And here is the Seine River.
Signature
Hell, is there a mini Statue of Liberty?
I still never saw the mini Statue of Liberty, but why are these trees strobe lighting? I don't know.
Everybody stay where you are. Good at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wir sinken in den Sand, ich halt dich fest, so gut ich kann, doch wir kommen nicht voran. Du siehst mir ins Gesicht, ich seh alles, nur dich nicht.
Here we are after the boat tour at the Hard Rock Cafe in Paris. Oh wow, was it cool, and it made me feel so at home. Had an awesome burger, listened to some really good music, had a good time partying there briefly, and look at my burger. Wow, is it pretty, and wow, is it expensive, but oh so worth it. And here we are at Club Wanderlust, where you actually had to wait about a half an hour in line behind 200 people to get in. It was pretty crazy. Here we were walking up the stairs to the first floor of the Eiffel Tower. It was very tiring. My legs are still sore the next day. Here's a little music to enjoy the view.
Yeah, I remember it all. Leave and shut out my calls. The air was so dusty, her armor getting rusty. She found thoughts she never had. Her young ones were just as bad. You really holding a heart, feel like a lady. Things apart, cold, rugged, waiting. I can't believe that you lied. Did you know where to find me? I get the feelings and I really thought it cost me. Drops in her goggles aren't of love. Something's really wrong and it feels awful. Even
it was a wonderful weekend with a lot of great people. You can see how tired we were, and that's how I felt. And so I'll see you guys next week.